convert this isometric drawing into an orthographic drawing using first-angle projection. Before we start drawing, let's take a moment to understand what this problem is asking us to do. We are given an isometric drawing. An isometric drawing shows the object in 3D. It shows the width, depth, and height all in one view. Our task is to convert this 3D view into orthographic views. Orthographic drawings show the object in 2D one view at a time. When we start an orthographic drawing, we first draw construction lines, also called guidelines. Draw the horizontal line. First, we draw a horizontal line across our sheet. This horizontal line serves two purposes. In the positive direction, to the right, it represents the x-axis. This gives us the depth of our object. In the negative direction, to the left, it represents the y-axis. This gives us the width of our object. Draw the vertical line next. We draw a vertical line. This vertical line also serves two purposes. In the positive direction, upward, it represents the z-axis. This gives us the height of our object. In the negative direction, downward, it represents the x-axis. This gives us additional width information. To do this accurately, we first need to set up our drawing layout. This is where we draw construction lines, also called guidelines. These are temporary, light lines that help us place our views correctly. The horizontal and vertical lines form a cross, which acts as a reference point for the layout. In first-angle projection, the object is placed in the first quadrant. The views are arranged as follows. The front view is placed in the center. The top view is placed below the front view. The side view, if needed, is placed on the opposite side. These are temporary, light lines that help us place our views correctly. The horizontal and vertical lines form a cross, which acts as a reference point for the layout. The front view is placed in the center. The top view is placed below the front view. The side view, if needed, is placed on the opposite side. Now, let's start drawing from the front view. As we know, the isometric view has three axes, x, y, and z. Our front side lies on the xz plane. So, any plane that lies on the xz plane will be visible from the front. First, we need to place the features inside the large 40 by 70 maximum rectangle we prepared for the front view. Drawing the first feature. Let's check the lower section. At the bottom, we have a feature with 15 units in height, z-axis direction, 10 units in height on the other side, width of 70 units, y-axis direction. When we connect the ends of these vertical lines with an inclined line, we create a plane that looks like a rectangle, but with one side at 15 units and the other side at 10 units. This plane has a height difference on its two ends and a width of 70 units. Next, we have the remaining feature, the L-shaped part. This feature is made using the z-axis, height, and the y-axis, width. However, from the front view, we only see the z-axis information and y-axis information. The x-axis, depth, is not visible from the front. So, from the front direction, the L-shaped feature will appear as a visible plane. This plane is made from lines on the YZ axis. We draw it inside the front view maximum rectangle, 40 by 70. Now, let's move to the top view. First, we need to project vertical lines from the front view into the top view area. Now, look at the rectangle of 70 by 50. This rectangle has no cutout from the isometric view, so we can draw it boldly. Understanding the top view axis. The top view lies on the XY axis. So, we need to check which planes are on the XY plane. The two isometric features are on the XY plane, so they are visible from the top direction. We draw these features inside the top view area. Completing the top view. To complete the top view, we need to draw a line at the position we projected vertically from the front view into the top view area. After doing this, we get two planes, plane N and plane M. Both of these planes are made using lines on the XY axis, so they are visible from the top. We draw them using solid lines. Now, let's move to the last view, the side view. First, we must know that the right side view lies on the XZ axis. As we can see, there is no cutout part from this direction. That means we need to draw the rectangle 50 by 40 boldly. Drawing the visible planes. After drawing the rectangle, we need to draw each plane that lies on the XZ axis inside this rectangle. Any feature or plane on the XZ axis must be drawn inside this rectangle, using the 45-degree line. To transfer depth information from the top view to the side view, we use a 45-degree line. Here's how. Project horizontal lines from the top view to the 45-degree line. These lines carry the depth dimension, x-axis, and give us the width information for the side view. Next, project horizontal lines from the front view directly into the side view area. These lines give us the height information, z-axis. Now, project vertical lines from the 45-degree line upward into the side view area. This transfers the depth information from the top view into the side view. After this projection, we get a rectangular feature. This plane lies on the XZ axis, so it is correct. Make this rectangle bold. In the same way, project horizontal lines from the front view and top view. And vertical lines from the 45-degree line into the side view area. Then we get the feature as seen in the isometric view. This feature also lies on the XZ axis, so we draw it boldly. Drawing the symmetric features. The last features are symmetric. To get the x-axis dimension, we need to project horizontal lines from the top view. For the height information, project horizontal lines from the front view into the side view area. After this, make the features bold. Now we have successfully completed all three views. Have any questions? Drop them in the comments below. I reply to as many as I can. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more engineering drawing tutorials. See you in the next video.